Since human beings are rational, they will always invest in business endeavors that offer higher return on amount invested. To determine what investment will provide a higher return, traditionally, investors look at the previous financial performance of the intended suitor to determine future viability for success. This traditional form of performance measurement was queried and criticized in many forms, some of which are that they are mere measurement of past performance and are not ultra-modern. Neither do they recognize intangible and non-financial contributors to corporate long-term success. This led to the birth of Balanced Scorecard, which takes three non-financial perspectives into consideration in addition to the traditional financial perspective to provide a balanced measure of past performance, and those upon which futuristic success depend. In this session, we take a look at what Balanced Scorecard means, its perspectives, and application process. What is Balanced Scorecard? Balanced Scorecard was conceived by Kaplan and Norton in 1990. It started with the assertion of how important intangible assets such as knowledge and skills, and internal and external relationship management are to the progress of an organization. Secondly, it was conceived to divert the attention of firms from the desire to achieve short-term financial success, which has led firms to engage in nefarious behaviors that tarnish their ability to achieve long-term goals. Hence, while recognizing the importance of finance to the success of business, Balanced Scorecard augments it with customers' need, internal processes, and learning and growth measures so as to have a balance between long-term and short-term goals of an entity. The later performance measurement perspectives introduced ensures quality of service delivery by ensuring that firms are customer-centric, have well-designed operational processes to keep customers satisfied in the long run, and that individuals of great intellect are at the helm of corporate affairs. Balanced Scorecard perspectives. Balanced Scorecard perspectives are the four pillars upon which corporate success rests. It ensures that while companies are pursuing the goal of shareholders, that is, profit and wealth maximization, customers and employees are also carried along, by ensuring that employees continuously learn and grow, customers are kept satisfied, and organizations continuously innovate and enhance its internal processes to stay ahead of competitors. All the perspectives go hand in hand and one cannot be chosen to be superior to the other. Let's take a look at these perspectives. Financial perspective. One of the oldest and commonly used performance measurement perspective is the financial perspective. It tells what an entity must do to better their shareholders' value and sustain them. It includes achieving goals relating to measure of profitability, measure of liquidity, and improved market value. Customer perspective. The customer perspective measures how well an entity knows their customers and how well they service them. It helps measure and address customers' concern in terms of cost, time, and quality of service delivery. Companies must know their customers and what they want, and articulate measures of smooth and convenient service delivery into their performance measurement. Internal process perspective. While the financial and customer perspectives focus on what must be done to achieve strategic objectives, internal process perspective focuses on operational measures that must be put in place to achieve desired goals. It involves recognition of operational processes that must be put in place to achieve optimum customer satisfaction. It ranges from activities performed to bring about goods and services, those performed to process them into finished goods, those performed to get the goods and services to the customers, and those performed to resolve customers' queries and respond to feedbacks. Learning and growth perspective. The saying, "Knowledge is power," has now become a household concept. It points out the impact continuous human capacity building and improvement has on individuals and corporates' growth. While physical assets are important in determining the value of a firm, its ability to source, train and retain talent is critical to its long-term growth and survival. How to create Balanced Scorecard from corporate vision. For Balanced Scorecard to achieve its desired result, it must align with the corporate overall strategic objectives. Upon stating the desired objectives, organizations must then draft Balanced Scorecard to state what must be done to achieve the objectives, and how the stated objective will be achieved. Herein, we discuss the process involved to successfully link a corporate strategy to Balanced Scorecard. The first step is to have a vision and mission. This was discussed in our previous session on how to write a business plan. Ensure you pay it a visit. Next is to design a revenue or sales projection over a couple of years, Determine the desired quantity and type of customers needed to reach the sales target, identify what must be done to keep them satisfied, and determine the requisite knowledge needed by employee to keep up with industrial trends and work efficiently and effectively. This is then broken down into achievable quarterly, monthly, and weekly goals. Finally, the goals must then be communicated to relevant employees within the firm, and action plans for implementation. Proper feedback and monitoring channels must then be established to keep track of success and adjustments that must be made. Conclusion. In the session we have been able to establish the importance of balanced scorecard to organizations. Hence, an organization that strives for growth and competitiveness must define, vividly, the organization's vision from which all financial and non-financial objectives must be derived. All measurement criteria on a balanced scorecard must not be casted on the stone. Consequently, firms must establish appropriate feedback channel to enable it to constantly monitor, test, and modify its performance measurement criteria.